Hi, I'm Pete, and I'm a development worker for Worth Connecting. And I'm going to give you a short presentation on e-safety so that your experience online is as safe as it can be. Now, imagine you've got an email from someone saying they needed to move £20 million to the UK, and they offered you £1 million if they could temporarily use your bank account. But all they needed was your bank account details, including your PIN number. Would you consider that a scam? Well, it's obviously a scam, and that's how it really started. This was often known as the Nigerian prince scam, as the email came from someone pretending to be from the Nigerian royal family. And this originated way back in the early days of the internet, the 1990s. And believe it or not, it's still around today. And the reason it's still around today is that people keep falling for it. Now, the internet is a wonderful place. It's full of fascinating and useful information. It's a great source of entertainment, such as television, music, movies, and provides a great way to keep in touch with family and friends. But just like in real life, there are always a small number of people who are looking to scam you. Now, scams are not new. They've existed in many forms for many years, but the internet is just a new medium for fraudsters to target their victims. It's basically a newer version of door-to-door salesmen who are trying to con you or people stopping you in the street. This presentation on e-safety mainly relates to online scams and especially scams that originate from emails. So a few telltale signs of online scams. Now we've all heard of spam, which refers to junk mail or text that can be annoying. Online scams, however, are far more sinister. This is where someone is actively trying to scam you, usually for your money or personal details. And here are a few things that you want to consider regarding online scams. One is, have you been contacted out of the blue? Unexpected emails or messages should always raise suspicion, especially if you're asked to give your personal or financial details. It's very unusual for legitimate organisations to contact you out of the blue and ask for sensitive information if you're not expecting them to. Is an offer too good to be true? Scams will often promise high returns for very little financial commitment. They may even say that a deal is too good to miss. You should really use your common sense. If a deal is too good to be true, it usually is. Have you been asked to share your personal details? You should never share your personal details with anyone if you can't confirm who they are or who they say they are. Are there spelling mistakes? Spelling mistakes are a real telltale sign of a scam email. And emails that are addressed to dear customer or dear applicant are a bit of a giveaway as well. And are you being pressured into make a decision? An email or text might suggest that your bank account has been compromised and you need to act quickly. So you might think, gosh, I'm going to lose all my money. Or your Amazon account may be suspended if you don't reply as soon as possible. And fraudsters often try to hurry you into decision making because that's where you'll make a mistake. So it's okay to take a break and think things through if you're not sure. Scams can take many forms. Phishing emails and texts are by far the most common. For example, you might get an email saying that something's wrong with your bank account has been locked, you have a subscription and that subscription will be automatically updated. And these will seem as if they've come from legitimate companies, such as from your bank, or from PayPal, or from eBay, or from Amazon. And they usually have a click here to rectify this problem, or click here to verify your details link. This is invariably a phishing email. You should never click on the link. If you are concerned that you've had an email from your bank or from Amazon, what you should do is log on to your Amazon or your bank account yourself and check for any notifications or call your bank up. You should never click on that link in an email. Another scam that did the rounds a while back is the stranded traveller email. This is where you suppose that you get an email from a friend whose account has probably been hacked, usually when they're on holiday. So you get this email saying they've been robbed abroad and ask you to send them money abroad so they can get home. That is a scam. Quite often your friend will have had their email account hacked and that email will go out to every single person in their address book. Very common scam. The advanced fee scam. This is where an email sender has something valuable and they offer you a reward for your help from moving it from one country to another, but you have to make a small payment or provide your bank details to receive that reward. It's obviously a scam. You should ignore that. And the inheritance scam. This again is quite common. You get an email saying that someone's left you some money in a will, but you have to send an administration fee to get the money. Well, inheritance doesn't work like that. It's a scam. You can safely delete it. A little more on phishing scams. These are usually by email or text, and the earliest phishing emails were called the Nigerian prince scam from the early 90s that I mentioned earlier. Now, a phishing scam uses mainly emails or text messages to emulate a trustworthy brand or website, such as eBay, Amazon, or your bank, to encourage you to fill in your personal or financial details or hand over your password. It's a very common scam. And if they get that information, they could gain access to your email account, your bank account, or any other account. Here is an example of a phishing email, a very typical one. This example is one from Amazon, or someone pretending to be from Amazon. It's not actually from Amazon. And the dead giveaway, and it's usual, very common for all these types of emails, is it's addressed impersonally. So it's addressed to dear customer or dear Amazon customer in this instance. And if it was from your bank, it might say dear account holder or something like that. Now, I would ignore this because I'm used to seeing these. But if I did get one of these and I was a little bit concerned, what I would never do is I would never click on that link in that email. If you got an email like this from Amazon and you're a little bit concerned because there's been fraudulent activity detected on your account, you shouldn't click on the link. You should go to Amazon yourself, log on to your account and see if there are any messages. And if you're still concerned, contact their customer services and you'd find out very quickly that it is indeed a scam. If you follow a link in one of these emails, you could quite easily find yourself on a phishing site. So that's a website that's designed to look like your bank or Amazon or something like that. Now, fortunately, if you have a security app on your tablet or website, it would actually alert you that you were going to a phishing site. It would watch out for you in that way. But a good rule of thumb is never click on a link in an email unless you're expecting the email or are 100% certain you know who it's come from. It doesn't harm to be a little suspicious. For instance, if you get an email from a friend that you were expecting saying, have a look at this with a link to click on, just be a little bit suspicious. Give them a quick call saying, did you send that email? So just a little bit here about COVID-19 related scams. Now, scammers are trying to always take advantage of people's worries and uncertainty about the pandemic, especially those who are alone or self-isolating. And some of the common coronavirus scams include, probably by far the most common, is an email or text claiming to be able to arrange a COVID vaccine for a fee. Now, the NHS is the only organisation which has access to the vaccine, and they will never ask you for money to get that vaccine. Quite often you see sales of fake products, such as face masks, supplements, antivirus kits, sanitizers, which may be harmful or simply never arrive if you order them online. You know, if you want some face masks or some hand sanitizer, buy it when you next do your supermarket shop. You know, don't trust anything that you see online. And quite often you get emails asking for donations to the NHS. Of course, we all want, you know, the NHS is doing a fantastic job at the moment. And if you do feel like you want to donate to the NHS, do it through an official route. Don't click on a link in an email that arrives in your inbox. Now, a little bit here about investment and pension scams. I'll start this off by saying that I can't give you specific financial advice because I'm not a financial or pensions advisor, and to do so would be illegal as this industry is really tightly regulated. But one piece of advice I will give you, however, is that if you are thinking of investing some money, be it some savings or cashing in a private pension, be incredibly cautious and only speak to people or companies that you trust 100%. If you're not fully confident that you can do this online, then don't. Seek out independent financial or pensions advice, or speak to your bank or pension company. Obviously, a bank's going to promote their own products, but they'll also give you some really good general advice. And remember that a reputable investment company or pension company will never send unsolicited emails. Don't trust your life savings to a random website offering good deals on the internet. A little bit now about bank and finance related scams. Fraudsters are really cunning in their scam tactics, and it's not always easy or obvious to tell straight away whether it's a scam. For instance, you may get an email or text message to say a fraudulent payment has been spotted on your card, or your account has been suspended, your bank account's been suspended, with a message to click here to resolve this issue. Again, like mentioned earlier, never click on a link in an email such as this. The chances are that it is actually a scam. But if you are concerned, then call the number on the back of your bank card. Nearly every bank card has got a customer services number, or look on a statement, or look on the bank's website. Call them directly and say, look, I've had this email. They'll tell you it's a scam. You may even get a call from someone pretending to be from your bank, asking for your personal details, or even access to your computer. A bank would never do this. You should hang up if you're concerned and call your bank yourself. Remember that a genuine bank will never call you out of the blue. They'll never ask for your PIN or your password or to move money from your bank account to another bank account. If you feel something is suspicious or feel vulnerable, then hang up and call the bank yourself. Again, the customer services number is on all the bank's documentation and quite often on the back of your bank card. And again, with the emails, the fact that it's usually addressed to dear customer or dear account holder is a dead giveaway. The bank know who you are, so they would always address you in person. Be safe to delete it. A little bit about HMRC now and TV licensing scams. For this scam, the emails are disguised to look like they have been sent to you from HMRC, which is about tax, or TV licensing organisation. Now, this is one of the hardest scams to detect because TV licensing does actually send out texts, emails, and letters. And the way they work, they try and trick you into clicking through to a fake website where you'll enter your personal details by pretending to be from TV licensing or HMRC. And they quite often say that you're entitled to a refund for an overpayment, or they warn you that you owe them money and you need to make an urgent payment, or you may face prosecution. They will then ask you to respond by clicking on the link, it's that link again in the email, and entering your bank details onto a fake website. If you get an email like this from HMRC or TV licensing, almost certainly it's a scam. However, if you are concerned, then just like the bank, you should get in touch with HMRC or TV licensing on the phone yourself. Their contact details will be on their websites or any documentation that you may have if you've got a TV license or you've got anything for tax reasons that you've got their numbers on, or you'll get the numbers from their website and just give them a call directly and say, look, I've had this email or this text message. And again, quite often, nearly all the time, they'll say it's a scam, safe to ignore. A little bit now about online purchasing. There's every reason in the world to shop online. There's a wide variety of goods, some great bargains to be had, and the shopping is generally secure and convenient. So how can you be safe if you choose to shop online? So here are a few tips. Use trusted retailers. If you're new to shopping online or you're a little bit cautious, stick with some of the big names. All the big high street stores have an online presence, such as Marks and Spencer, IKEA, B&Q, John Lewis, and there are some big online-only retailers such as Amazon. So stick with a familiar name. Create a strong password for your account. When you sign up for online shopping for one of these retailers, you'll be asked to create an account and they'll ask you to create a new password. So you should use a good mixture of uppercase and lowercase letters, numbers and symbols, and use different passwords for different accounts. Make sure the internet connection you're using is secure. So really you shouldn't use public Wi-Fi like in coffee shops or shopping centres and other places to shop online. This is because public Wi-Fi is often unsecure, which means that any information you send while connected to these networks can be accessed by fraudsters. You should make sure that your device, whether it's a laptop or a tablet, and its apps are always up to date. And you might want to consider buying some security software. It's cheap enough these days. Some security software for tablets is as little as £10 a year. You might want to think about using a credit card for online shopping because anything that you spend over £100 is protected and you can get your money back. So lots of people favour using credit cards over debit cards for online shopping. And a little bit about secure websites. Now, secure websites have a little padlock. You can see in this image here. At the address bar at the top, they have a little padlock icon. And the address starts with HTTPS. And this used to be how you could tell that the website was genuine and secure. And even though you should still only be putting your card details in where you see this padlock and the HTTPS, it's not 100% guarantee that the website is safe. Nearly half of all phishing websites these days have this padlock and the address starts with HTTPS. So it's quite dangerous to assume that just because it has this, it's safe. It pays to take note of the website address. Just have a look at this next slide. So here is a fake Santander website. This is the sort of website you would be taken to after clicking on a link in a phishing email. So it looks just like the Santander website. There's even a thing there about don't be a victim of scams. Okay. But it does, how do you know this is a fake website? It's quite difficult to tell. Now, in this instance, whoever did the screenshot, they have got some security software running, and it's flagged up that this is a deceptive website. So that's a good reason to spend that £10 a year on some security software. But also it pays to take notice of the website address. The address at the top of this bar says santander.co.uk.softkenya.net. So instantly I think that is not a genuine website address. The genuine website address of Santander is santander.co.uk, and that's it. However, they've added a couple of dots and something else after this address, which would lead me to believe this is not a genuine website. So if I was suspicious, again, what I would do, I would call the bank myself. So it always pays to take note of the website address at the top if you are suspicious. You can always get the bank's or building society's official website address from any of their documentation to compare it to. A few points about emails, just sort of protect yourself when you're using your emails. One, and we've sort of covered this really, but don't open emails which you suspect as being scams. For instance, if you get an email from NatWest Bank and you've never banked with NatWest, then it's pretty safe to delete it. It's probably a scam. Another thing is don't open attachments from unknown sources. So if you get an email from someone you don't know who it's from and it has an attachment, now, if you get an email and it's got a little paperclip icon at the top of it, that means it's got an attachment, and it's not a safe thing to do to open an attachment unless you're expecting it. If you're a little bit suspicious and the email's been sent by someone that you know, give them a quick call. Say, did you send me an email with an attachment? It's better safe than sorry, really. And again, don't click on links in emails from unknown sources. It's very important. And don't respond to them either. Don't respond to a scam email by saying, I know you're a scam email. Just don't open a dialogue with a scammer. And again, don't make purchases or charity donations in response to a spam email. If you want to donate to charity, go and do it yourself. Don't do it in response to an email. And most email programs come with spam filtering on as standard. So make sure yours is switched on, because what that does is it filters out most of the spam and scam emails. So you don't even have to see them. They get filtered into a spam folder and then deleted after 30 days. A little bit about viruses now. So viruses, which are also called malware these days, they used to just cause havoc and damage your computer. But these days they tend to lurk on your system and harvest your personal data, passwords, or even your bank account details. Now, it's quite rare for a tablet or smartphone to get a virus, but they do exist. One way that you can stay safe is if you've got a tablet or a Chromebook or something like that, or an iPad, is to stick with downloading apps from well-known, from reputable markets, such as Google Play, if you've got an Android tablet, or the App Store if you've got an Apple device. And make sure that your operating system and the apps are up to date, because it's very important this, because updates are quite often there for added security. So make sure everything's up to date. And again, like I mentioned, protecting your computer or mobile device from a virus or malware is easy with internet security software. There's quite a few free options out there, but even if you want to buy an option, the free ones tend to have adverts in and things. But if you want to buy one, they start as little as £10 a year. And like I demonstrated earlier with the Santander website, most of them will warn you if you're about to go to a fraudulent website, so they're well worth a small investment. And finally, a little bit about social media. Now, social media is great for staying connected with family and friends, but you should also take steps to stay safe while you're on social media. And again, when you create your social media account, use a strong password. The longer it is, the more secure it is. That mix of letters, characters, and numbers will make it safer. And again, use a different password for each of your social media accounts. Learn about and how to use the privacy and security settings on the social networks that you're using. They are there to help you control who sees what you post and manage your online experience on that platform in a positive way. So learn about the privacy settings. And just be a little bit cautious about how much personal information you provide on social networking sites. The more information you post, the easier it may be for a hacker or someone else to use that information to steal your identity. So don't reveal any sensitive information, such as your home address, any financial information, your phone number. The more you post, the easier it is to someone to steal your identity. So just be a little bit cautious around that. And be selective with friend requests. If you get a friend request from a person you don't know at all, don't accept it. It could be a fake account. And as a footnote to this, just be wary about advertising the fact that you're on holiday. Burglars love empty homes. And finally, it's not all bad. The internet is a powerful creation that offers people endless knowledge, entertainment, and a way of keeping connected, which is really important these days. It helps with information, knowledge, and learning, and it enables people to buy and sell in so many convenient ways like we've never been able to do before. It allows you to carry out your banking and pay for your bills, and keep in touch with family and friends. So while you're out there, though, just be careful, be wary, and be moderately suspicious. Thank you for watching.